Hi students, in the last class we saw the some meanings of the shares as well as the company, what in by equity shares, what in by preference shares, as well as the issue of shares at par value, at discount value, as well as in the premium value. Okay, so like this there are so many concepts we saw in the last lecture. So now in this class we will see the format for the issue of shares. Okay, format of issue of shares. Okay, so just remind that one example I have given. Suppose ABC company is there, and so this ABC company is issuing the shares. What the issuing shares? Okay, so now each share price is rupees 10. Okay, for example, the each share price is rupees 10. So now this ABC company, how they are raising or how they are collecting this collect how the collect this 10 rupees from the public. Okay, so now see, this 10 rupees, it will be the bifurcate into three ways. Okay, so here is given the on application of shares, as well as on allotment of shares, and on call of shares. Okay, so like this they will raise this rupees 10. Okay, so for example, suppose the first on application by of shares they will raise rupees 5 rupees. So on allotment of shares, while allotment of shares at that time they will raise rupees 3. And next on call of shares it will be rupees 2. Okay, the total is rupees 10. Okay, so like this the ABC company will raise this rupees 10. So now this see the issue of shares at par format. Okay, so now how we have to pass the journal entries if it is issue of shares at par value. Okay, so the different format is there for of issue of shares at premium, as well as issue of shares at a discount. Okay, for that purpose format is a separate. Okay, so they will mention the issue of shares at par or discount or the premium in the problem. Okay, so now see how we have to pass the journal entries. So now these are the three things: on application of shares, on allotment of shares, and on call of shares. Okay, so for this purpose six entries are there. Okay, how many? Only six entries are there. So for on application of shares, for these two entries we have to pass. For allotment of shares, for these two entries we have to pass. And on call of shares, it means that that will be the first call or the second call or the final call. For that purpose two entries we have to pass. Okay, so now see the this is the format. Like this journal entries, you know the format. Okay, so the date column, particular column, LF column, and the debit and the credit column. Okay, so now see how to pass the journal entries. For first of all, see first first entry for this application of shares. Okay, first application for money received. For this application money received, how to pass the transaction? Okay, so bank account debit to share application account credit. Okay, so like this you have to pass the first entry. Okay, so being application money received, like this you have to write the narration. Okay, so next the number 2, for this is also for the application purpose. Okay, okay, for transfer of application money. For transfer of application of money, for this purpose how to pass the journal entries: share application account debit to share capital account credit. Okay, share application account debit to share capital account credit. Like this you have to pass the journal entries for this application money transfer. Okay, so now you have to write the narration like this: being application money transfer to share capital. Okay, so this is these two entries for this first one, which is the on application of shares. As it is you have to pass. Okay, so next on second one, this was on allotment of shares. On allotment of shares, for this purpose, so transaction number unit sorry, entry number 3 and entry number 4. Okay, so now see for adjustment of allotment money. Okay, for adjustment of allotment money, for this purpose, how to pass the journal entries: share allotment account debit to share capital account credit. Okay, share allotment account debit to share capital account credit. Okay, so for this purpose, how to write, what's the right narration? Being adjustment of allotment money. Okay, so next in transaction number 4, for allotment money received. So for this purpose, how to pass the journal entries: bank account debit to share allotment account credit. Like this you have to pass the entry. Okay, so these two entries are finished related to the allotment. And next, what's the remaining last one? On call of shares, that may be the first call, or that may be the second call, or that may be the final call. The transaction will be the same. Okay, so interest should be the same. And which are those entries? Entry number 4, 5, and entry number 6. Okay, so now see, for adjustment of call money, for this purpose, how to pass the journal entries: share call account debit to share capital account credit. Okay, share call account debit to share capital account credit. So what's the narration? Being adjustment of call money due. Okay, so like this you have to write the narration. Okay, so next entry, how to pass? 6 number, for call money received. Okay, for call money received, bank account debit to share call account credit. Like this you have to pass the last entry, and the narration you have to write: being call money received. Okay, so like this you have to pass the journal entries. Okay, so just keep in mind these issue of shares at par. Okay, so there are three things are there on application of shares, on allotment of shares, on call of shares. Okay, that may be the first call, or that may be the second call, or that may be the final call. Okay, for the each there are two entries. Okay, so I hope you will be the understand. In the next class we will see the how to pass the journal entries with the problem. Okay, so just note down this all these things in your notebook. Okay, so you will be the understand. Okay, so thank you.